catch up. Are my ears...
Dodge this! Don't get frostbite! Cool it! Dodge this! I'm getting tired of this game. Freeze! Dodge this! This moment will be frozen in time. Cool it! Freeze!
Play with me. The more, the
Frostbite. Dodge this.
Over here. Let me amuse myself a little. I must leave no stone unturned. Over here. Boring.
Cool it. Dodge this. Oh, so sorry.
Look at me. Just once more.
What's the hurry? Catch the wind.
Pay your dues.
Cool it. Dodge this. Freeze.
Leaving so soon, you can't run from death.
Quite the find. push your luck. Dodge this. Don't forget frostbite. Freeze. Cool it. Don't push your luck.
Clear the area! Shabam! Leave it all to me, as a dutiful maid would.
Can't run from debt.
Wow! I can join the team?
Children, come, come.
Oh, what is...
Oh, no, no. You've done so much for Lea Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp... That simply won't do. Especially, fortunately, I have not yet grown. Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, I will not go into too much detail. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using.
So, in the eyes of an adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you.
That's right! Findings.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need. What's more, well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of D. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lip, but almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure. And, goodness knows.
Well, since you're an adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they...
Yes. I suppose...
She counts? How come there are so many adepti in Liyue Harbor?
Oh, maybe so.
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yanfei. Yanfei,
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written. You became one of Liyue's most before finally defeating an a shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of... Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yanfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous
Yanfei, all right. Let's get to the bit. You'll have to excuse Yan.
Paimon was gonna ask...
An adeptus? He mentioned that they had me, and once I was all
Well, that's a big cat.
well, anyway, let's not dwell on...
Is that so, Yanfei? Are you...
I know, Granny, you've told... Commercial consultancy, Crossel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once... He mentioned that he was... So, I guess I'll go look for him. Oh, you want to join me?
Wow. And best we be
Fascinating.
My friend, what can I get you?
Hello, Mr. Crossel. How's business?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei.
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, in the end I did acquire a small piece of smaragdus jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize, I've already rented them out to a lady named Zhi Qiao.
Wait, isn't smaragdus jadeite really rare? I Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Ms. Zhiqiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need to.
In that case, might you know where Miss Zhiqiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpin.
Oh, of course. She wrote her.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell.
What's the hurry? Ha. I'm bored. Want to see some action.
Whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me. Is there something I...
How do you do, Miss Zhiqiao? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins. I can't lend them to you right now. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn... I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value... There's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice. My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be... That's what the hairpins were for, to... Well, to keep up appearances. But now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
Why does Paimon...
Would you really?
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Miss Zhiqiao.
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe true. Though surely there must be a win-win...
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossell the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the... Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices, and given the rarity of Smaragdus jadeite...
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid into the hair...
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Whichever way you look at it...
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
Please. Please, however much it is, I will have to pay it. Now that it's come to this, I really...
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. So hold on a moment, Miss Zhiqiao. When you first touched the hairpins...
What did I feel? Well, I remember that my family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past.
Smooth to the touch. No, it's nothing. I just need...
Catch the wind.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust...
About that.
You lost them? Are you serious?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly, I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus jade? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs...
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that there were.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk.
What's the hurry?
Miss Yanfei, what is this about?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus jadeite after all.
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found them?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier, if I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty scam right to his...
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. And then he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this...
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign this
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain...
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and then sign on. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
This contract has so many pages.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you...
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem, I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before. In which case...
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask.
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geo-energy. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. Also, the idea of someone abusing the law. But again, let's not dwell on this. Ha! I've got it! Let's pay a visit. If Mr. Crossell had his ore worked on at all...
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh, it's you, Miss... Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win?
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnayan merchant named
A Snezhnayan merchant named Crossell, you say? I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus Jadeite. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus Jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. There.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look.
If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite. Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separate...
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragd...
Is that so? So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by the look?
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my... These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an and I'm sure...
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But never mind, Shirto.
Unusual actions have unusual reasons.
Miss Yenfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire,
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus Jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact,
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record?
Of course.
Oh, I have my reasons. Ah, yes. Please sign here on this app. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossell brought to your store. Please read.
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yenfei, but might I know the nature of the incident on this occasion?
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir. I'll take...
With this hard evidence to back us up...
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something a little more compelling. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it! Singxi. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay her a visit.
Well, that was quick. How come you know so many...
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice. As you know, Liyue Harbor is this... But the amendments made by... As such...
So you help...
Yes, well, that's no...
You...
You sound surprised. Knowing the... Oh, this has enough...
Again with that
Well, that's that then.
Try your luck heading on Jade?
Oh, Miss Yenfei.
Have no further trouble from them. Has a merchant by the name of
Crosel. Yes, the design of the hairpins that this order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently, which is why I...
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found.
Miss Inksy. I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossell commissioned you to find him a jewel smith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called Smaragdus Jade?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil... Mr. Crosel wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I filed it on his behalf. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The item is called Smaragdus Jadeite Twin Phoenix Pins. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus Jadeite. The document even has the official seal of the ministry on it.
Thank you, Sinksy. Now, could you let me borrow this document?
Sure. It isn't serving much purpose here anyway.
Nothing you need to worry about. Just a minor issue. I'll return your document as soon as I'm done with it.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble?
I believe we have almost all...
The weirdo with the snake around his neck? What do you want to speak to?
Because only he, once we have this final piece...
What's the hurry? Catch the wind.
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering herbs. And if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well, now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, my...
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus Jadeite.
Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the Seven Mountain... The Seven Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains, and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario, they'll suffer great changes in personality and their illness will only... Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yenfei, and given this... I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit attesting to the pharmaceutical peculiar...
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind, Dr.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of... I wonder, Miss Yenfei, if your pressing business might be related to this...
You needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baiju. Thank you for penning us that document. I'll make sure to compensate you in due course.
You're too kind.
That Baiju guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position to assess the compensation due.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide a final figure for the amount payable.
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors, Miss Yanfei?
Of course. According to the stipulations of the contract, Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of mistake, Miss Yanfei.
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus Jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, Smaragdus Nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame me like this. I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus Jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is somehow fake? I demand to see your evidence.
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence. This is a processing record from the Jade...
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus Jadeite and Smaragdus Nephrite. How does this prove anything? In any case, Smaragdus Nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus Jadeite. So I had him cut away the nephrite. He returned...
That's an unsubstantiated belief.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And...
Ugh. Looks like our first piece...
Hard evidence. Something legally binding.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is...
Our second piece of evidence...
You know, you could be right.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece. Traveler, would you do the honors?
What's this?
Smaragdus Jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus Jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady. Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus?
I had no...
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item, I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient, considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you... Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigation.
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear, Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus Jadeite's dangerous properties beforehand...
Huh? No, The hairpins aren't actually
inlaid with genuine Smaragdus. You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Mr. Chow... Mr. Crossell, your answer, please.
Yanfei's seriously intimidating right now. It's like she's a different person.
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had in... But I'm a victim in all of this, too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus, but after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all that money go to waste? That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus Nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from Smaragdus Jadeite. I kept the real Smaragdus Jadeite in a specially made box. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent...
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay so much?
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus Jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I could make off it. If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins, then
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you...
10 times?
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus Jadeite!
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me that much more. Even if the Smaragdus Jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them. Legally or not, I think I owe some compensation.
Ms. Jichao.
However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus Jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead? I'll consider us even.
What? But all right then. This cursed rock's brought me enough grief.
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn this Smaragdus Jadeite over to you. I trust that it will suffice.
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go, but whatever.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yunfei. When you have the time, I'll be sure to visit and express my thanks more.
Oh, come on. No need to...
Well
then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no...
Is that so?
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I could see from the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in jewelry design. My family, on the other hand, works in the ore business, and we have a fair stock of... If we could join forces...
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus Jadeite.
Exactly. Usually when even
the right solution depends the objective of my client, Mr. Inadeptus. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by the title of Adeptus mean in any case. Don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal consultancy far more than it...
Paimon can think of someone who would...
Well, since we got what we came for, it's time to pay Granny a visit.
You've returned. How good, good. Then we have all the materials we need.
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting for me back at the office.
Oh, you. All right, then.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave you. I've been looking into the laws of other nations.
Come now, child. Are you leaving?
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so... Indeed she is. Yanfei might be overly Leo... All right, then. Let us speak of this.
Oh, Paimon's so excited!
There we... Hold it firmly. If you were to drop it... Oh, goodness. Take these blueprints with you.
Wait a minute, Granny!
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await...
This is a piece.
Wow! This teapot seems even bigger inside the But there's just a whole load of nothing around it. Hey! There's a perfectly good house right over there! Why should Paimon still? Why is... Oh, wait a second. seem. It's a huge finch! Excuse me, I am not a finch. I am a teapot spirit, and you may call... hang on a moment. What am I... Oh, call me. I suppose you may call me Tubby. So you're the little helper Madam Ping mentioned? Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. Yes, she did summon me here. She told me you may leave all matters regarding your journey may be far, though it is thus we teapots you may consider now. Have you any? As long as you have a blueprint, you can blueprint. Yes, these are the blueprints I'm talking about. Just commit the then simply release the Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city inside. I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to me. He said that even though this world is not a golden-eyed adeptus? I hardly remember myself. What's more, well, let's not dwell on that. If there's anything...
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all. Seems all the other knights already have their hands full. Cryo is always far more effective in the rain. This is going to get interesting.
Dodge this!
Oh, so sorry. What's the hurry?
Cool it!
Booba, get them!
Freeze!
What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
Don't get frostbite. Dodge this! Cool it!
What's the hurry?
Freeze!
What's the hurry?
Get there! Let her rip!
Cool it! Dodge this!
Finding someone to chat to would be better. The pitch black whale inhabiting.
I can do it. No, I can't. I can do it. Oh, it's
Don't worry about it. Let's try again.
Yeah.